Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today we're going to do two roster reviews, so let's jump into it. So these two don't need to spin the wheel. These are premium reviews. I haven't been able to stream for over a week, so over that time, two people donated, so I'm going to do their roster reviews. So the first one is Uwon Yao. Their account name is Uwon. They said they had some overall direction is they have the profundity. They're waiting for that to come back as they just recently finished the requirements. They're working on the ultimate tier for JML, and they're thinking about going for JMK next since they're unlocking Cat soon. So that's a good amount of progress. That's a really good place to be. They have the Executor. They do have some stuff. So 8.8 million GP, 5.2 in characters, 3.5 in ships. Also 17,000 galactic war battles, so a little less than 4 years time played. A good amount of progress. Alright, so so they do have Executor. The fleets aren't bad, but after that much time played, I would have liked to see like almost everything done, because if they would have focused their fleets, honestly they could have had Leviathan, Profundity, Executor, a 7-star Malevolence done, but they don't. I will say this. Let's look at these. It's really good that you have your Rebel fleet coming up and that you're gonna get that soon. So really happy about that. Let's look at these other fleets and see what we have here. So this is good. Just spend your Get 2 on this Malevolence. I think you've probably been using that Get 2 on Chirotech. Just finish out the 7 stars on Malevolence. It's good. The Vulture Droids are based off this summon, or the Vulture Droid summons are based off the Malevolence, so you want that as built up as possible. I'm sure this has been performing okay for you, but you don't want it to be okay. You want it to be great, especially if you're using it to counter like Profundities or something. Yeah, same thing too. You want the Finalizer 7 stars. You'll get it over time. You have everything you need here. So once you have it at 7 stars, you'll have an okay-ish Executor counter as well. Let's look at your Empire. Alright, so this is something that you can do right now, and it will immediately benefit your account. So what you need to do is you need to level this up. You need to level up this ability, how predictable, upgrade it all the way, and then upgrade this prototype design all the way. And you can start upgrading these other ones if you want to. It's a good ship, so I personally would. And it's still really usable right there. And what you need to do is bare minimum gear 12, put some mods on, get her abilities upgraded for Iden. So what you'll do is pretty much this will be a really reliable Executor counter. If you use the TIE Bomber with the Imperial TIE Fighter and the TIE Advance, starting with the TIE Interceptor, TIE Defender, pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to try to survive till ult on the Leviathan, and then you're going to ult their Bomber, and you're going to be able to reliably two-shot the Leviathan. So that this is a good fleet. 100% I would get this up and running. We'll look at Inquisitors. You don't have to get it up, but I would get these two abilities up at least, and then get this TIE Defender all the way, at least gear 12, but I would say Relic 5 is a good place to put Iden. You've pretty much finished 2 farms, so I think it's a good time to start, just take a little break and get Iden up and running as well, and that's really going to help. These other guys you don't really need. You'll use them once you have all the pieces, so the entirety of the Empire fleet, and you have the Scythe, and you can split these with the Chimera and the Executrix, and that can give you an Executor and a Profundity counter that are really reliable. But otherwise, at this point, all you need is that TIE Defender, gear 12 absolute bare minimum, but Relic 5 ideally, maybe even Relic 7 if you can spare it, for those counters. And then TIE Interceptor, the gear levels is fine. You'll just use it for its abilities to get that first turn reinforcement, get that TIE Defender up there, and the TIE Defender and the Chimera is just going to carry it home. So That's what I would recommend for that fleet. Everything else, I would finish the rest of your ships. So finish the Ravenclaw, finish the MG 100 Star Fortress, finish these Sith fleets, the TIE Dagger, pretty much the Leviathan farm. Just get those ships ready for it so that when you have and for some reason you're not doing great for conquest ships, but whenever you are ready with Malgus and Malgus's ship, then you'll have everything ready. Even once you get Malgus's ship, you could even put them under the endurance, and they have really high functionality for defense, and it takes a real fleet to beat them. So something to think about. But I would at least start getting ready for that fleet. You don't have to build up the Executrix right now, and the Radis you can just like slowly build it up over time. No need to rush it. Even though I do use it as the third for defense, it's not a bad ship, believe it or not, if you have it fully built up, and it can really surprise people with Rey's Millennium Falcon. It could just like deal some heavy damage, steal a lot of banners. So I like it. And then if you have the comeuppance as your first reinforcement, which it does, the computer does do that, then you're pretty much like sitting pretty. There's no reason why you couldn't get these abilities upgraded once you have it ready. Same, and then just use it as your first reinforcement. But I wouldn't sleep on that fleet if you have it pretty much ready and you just need the ship omegas and you have those available, which I don't see why you wouldn't. Then I would get the Radis up and running too. But just finish your fleets. All right, so let's look at this. Really good raid participation, so good job on that. I see a Queen Amidala, Padawan Obi-Wan, Master Qui-Gon, the Gungans R7, the Quadme team R9. That's good. You bought the bundle. I will say if you were looking for some reason some more participation, since that B1 thing is kind of gone, then you could R7 Darth Maul, Darth Sidious, Nute Gunray if you just needed a little more points, and then that's a team right there. Just these three, and they're all requirements. So if you're looking to squeeze out just a little more, that's probably where I would do it. But this is really good participation, so you're probably in a pretty good place for whatever your guild is at 8.8 million and all this. I'm really happy you have this Quadme team, because that's a really great assault battle. So good job on that overall. Really happy you have that done. All right, so you have SOKR Rey working on ultimate for JML, and then you said you were looking at JMK. I would say pump the brakes. Pump the brakes on that JMK. While JMK is fantastic, wonderful even, I love JMK. Hear me out here, right? Jabba. You do not have Jabba, and there is no reason to farm for JMK before you have Jabba. Jabba is the best return of investment in this game for a GL. So if I was you, I would go for Jabba next, and then you can go for JMK afterwards. And I have both, I do. And while I love my JMK, you have JML, you have Profundity, you have all the shards farmed for Hut Cartel. Get that Smuggler's Run 2 in your life. So let's look at the speeds for your characters, because so you have decent mods, right? But why settle for decent when you can have amazing mods? And Jabba is going to elevate the mods in your account. And the return of investment's insane. He has a node in every single node for TB. He's the best TW defensive team, and as far as GLs, and he is good in Grand Arena on offense and defense. Probably, especially with like Padme Kron, which is getting dusted here. Like JMK is the better, currently the better GAC GL, but I would say I 100% would recommend Jabba, and then you can go for JMK afterwards. So Jabba, JMK. Let's look at some of these assault battles just to make sure you have them done. So you have Imperial Troopers. I'm sure you have Rebels. Yeah. So I'll say this: you are in a really good place for, believe it or not, This is what I would probably recommend, and I don't know if you're gonna like it, but I would probably go Jabba, Inquisitors, JMK. Personally, like Inquisitors, especially if you have the Scythe, and I don't know where you are for Reva shards, but you're gonna have 4 GLs, 2 GL ships. If you absolutely don't want to wait for JMK, then you can go Jabba, JMK, then Inquisitors, but you're pretty much at that point of the game where you should be farming Inquisitors. You should be getting Reva soon. You should have the Scythe. You should have the TIE Interceptor, and then you want to knock out that last assault battle. So I believe it or not, you're ready. You're ready. And I know it's scary. It's scary. It's a scary farm. But I believe in you. I believe in you. You have the income. You have the will, the strength, the determination to do what you need to do. And what you need to do is you need to buckle down, farm Jabba, and then Inquisitors. I know, but you're ready, and it's gonna have an excellent payoff. You get Reva, you get a fully built out TIE Interceptor, you get a fully built out Scythe, and that's gonna get you a lot more than what JMK can get you for that Leviathan counter. So that's what I would recommend for your account. Is gonna be Jabba, Inquisitors, JMK. But good job, like continue finishing the ult for JML, continue finishing the Profundity, get that up and running, like get your Profundity. I would focus, as far as what I would focus, I would go Profundity, Chimera, Malevolence, and then maybe Finalizer, Radis, and then the rest are kind of like fine where they are. And then I would work on the last, try to get that the Leviathan as far as your fleets. But great account, like great account overall. I like what I see here, and I would just I think you do need to start getting that ready. And then once you're finished with Inquisitors, or in those 3 JMK, you can go for like Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, Bo-Katan Mandalore, or you could even go JMK Leia, Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, Bo-Katan Mandalore for your guild. So I think you needed to start focusing on that guild too, that guild income for TB, because once you have Jabba, you're pretty much ready. And if you went like Inquisitors, Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, Bo-Katan Mandalore, that would be fine too. But after you have Jabba, that's when you're pretty much flexible to do JMK. You can do JMK, you can do Leia, you can do Bo-Katan Mandalore, you can do Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. All of those make sense. They're all great farms. They all would improve your account. And those are the next farms I would focus on. You can do GL Ahsoka if you have the shards for it, which it looks like you're getting the shards. So if you went like Jabba into or GL Ahsoka, that would be great too. And then you can go back and start working on some of the older stuff like Inquisitors into all those other things. So it's up to you on what you want to do that order. But as soon as you have Jabba, it kind of opens up for you on what you want to do. Even Leviathan, if you ended up getting the shards farmed and everything, you can just fit that in, or the next fleet that's probably going to come out in like 2025. So that's what I would recommend. I know it gives you a lot of flexibility there, but overall, like, you have the account ready. You're at the point where you can start farming kind of whatever you want after you get Jabba, like Jabba, and then your account opens up to many other things. But I would recommend Jabba. If you want, like at any point, add GL Ahsoka whenever you're ready. I'm not going to tell you to farm GL Ahsoka, but you can go Jabba, Inquisitors, JMK, Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, Bo-Katan Mandalore, Leia or something. But up to you on the order of that farm that you want to do. I would just say you have to go JMK first, and then from there you can go you have to go Jabba first, and then you can go whatever you want from those later farms I listed. So let's look at your mods. I would like you to fix this. I just complimented your mods not too long ago. So Ray wants an offense set and a health set. She wants health primaries with at least, yeah, like 20 plus speed, and then fatty offense, like over 5% offense. If you can't, the goal is to have 200,000 health, over 10k damage, as much as you can. If you can get like 11, 12k, 13k, 14k, whatever you can get, that's great, but 10k minimum. And then speed is not important for Rey, like not at all. So 552, this speed set is unnecessary, absolutely unnecessary. You don't need a speed arrow. I personally like health primary, fatty offense secondary with health, or yeah, fatty offense percent secondaries, and then speed secondaries is what I would recommend. So I would get that up and running. Like, this is close to what you're looking for if it was an offense or a health set, except instead of defense here, if this was offense percent, then this would be a spicy meatball for her, but it's not. So I would fix these, change these out. Those are decent mods. You can give them to someone else. So alright, so this is really slow. I don't like health SLKR. It's not even a good health SLKR, because if you're going health SLKR, you would go like all health, but you're just going like health sets for some reason. So I would say the crit damage is fine. The crit damage is okay. And then the rest you can kind of like change out for a speed set. So I would 100% change these probably these four right here. You can keep that crit damage, you can keep this triangle, but you need a speed set. Honestly, I like 580 speed here. Health, as long as it's over like 120,000 or something is fine. All you need is like a health circle and whatever other health that you can get, maybe a health set, and then over 10k damage. But this is not good. Like, I would change these out as well. All right, JML, let's look at this. Not bad. I do like a lot more speed. I do. Ooh. All right, and then potency. Yeah, this is fine. I like as close to 100% as you can. Protection primaries, and then I like the potency set, so I dig that. I'm not a big fan of this. I don't like chasing primaries, especially for protection, because the 6-dot mod only gives you 0.5% protection. So if you were gonna have a mod that was like not 6-dot, it would be on JML, because this right here is giving you not a lot. Like, it doesn't hit my speed thresholds for what I would take to 6 dots, and then the secondaries are just like garbanzo beans for JML. So I would just like try to find more mods. This, believe it or not, oh, this is a heartbreaker. This could be a 30 speed mod. Yeah, believe it or not, it seems like crap. It looks like crap, and it smells like crap. But I don't know how many calibrations you have on this. If you have calibrations left on this, believe it or not, I would maybe take this to 6A and see if you can hit those last two speeds. Even though it's like really crap, this could be the Speedy Gonzalez's of us. Like, I would just hit it and see where it goes, and then calibrate it to see if because you already have 5 hits on something. So if you calibrate this at 6A, then that's a 33% chance that it lands speed. So 33% chance once you hit it twice to try to hit speed here, and then you calibrate it 2 or 3 times, and you see where you have the potential of hitting like a 28, 29, 30 speed here. I would maybe do it. I would look into it. Something to think about. All right, so yeah, but I would yeah, this is like just overall, like you could continue to work this, you know what I mean? All right, so overall, like, more speed would be great, but this is fine. And the reason why I like more speed, I aim for 550 speed, is if you can outspeed some like Lord Vaders or JMKs, and you can go first, you use efflux and you ability block everyone, and it makes it go a lot smoother. Because a lot of times I use this as a Lord Vader killer, and if you can go first, it makes it a ton smoother if you can ability block everyone. So something to think about. All right, I looked at your Darth Revan. It was like 340. 331, not bad. Defense, potency, you don't want potency, you just want You want survivability. I put protection because that's all I had, but you can put health. Like her stats are pretty even, health and protection wise. So you just want her survivable. So I would change this potency to, I don't know, some survivability. I like defense isn't ideal for her. Just survivable. It's fine. Honestly, defense isn't the worst. Alright, so you have some decent mods. Tenacity, like same thing. I would like some more stats for survivability, but these are okay if that's the best you have. That's all you got. 315. It's kind of slow. Or Mara Jade. Man, this is I would say your speeds are kind of dropping off. Your mods are dropping off. This is where Jabba would really help you. You are getting additional income now that you have the Padawan Master Qui-Gon. You can use this currency that you get every month. Use the 21 million credits. Use that to buy mods and the mod store to increase. So this is decent right here. This is good. I like this. I like this a lot. This guy probably hits. This is what I'm talking about. These are the mods that should probably be on Ray, but honestly, these guys are so good. I don't hate that you have them on here. Like this is what I'm talking about. Like this is the stuff that I'm saying that you should have on Ray. Like that fatty 5% offense, spicy speed. This is the money maker right here. So good job on these. These are good mods for him. So excellent mods on that character. But overall, like your speeds are not what I would expect for an account of your age. Because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 speed, 6 characters over 300 speeds, and while that's not everything, right? So all these are probably like usable speeds. What I would say is, for comparison, and you know, I haven't been working my mods all that long. I'm a return player, so probably like 8 months I've been hitting it kind of hard as far as doing my 3 refreshes and having Jabba, and I have I think like 24 through 300 plus, just a comparison of where we are, and I've been playing for 3 years. So at 4 years, you could, if you would have like been building mods the entire time and then had Jabba, you could have had like, you know, 30, 40, 300 plus speed characters instead of the, what is it, 6 that you have. So it's something to work on. I would say watch my mod guides if you haven't. Start instituting that mod filters. I have all the guides here, and you can find it on my YouTube, or I do have them here on Discord at top of the wheel list right here, just my mod playlist. I would say you should go check that out and see how it is, because it would be really good for you. But that's pretty much what I have for your account. Good account, a little flexible in the farming pathway. I really like what you've done so far, and now you're at the point where you have options, and options aren't bad. Options are really good. So I think you're in a great place. You're finishing 2 huge farms, so just continue, get Jabba, and then from there go where your heart sends you. So yeah, thanks for letting me look at your account. So this is the second account. So we have Fenway. 5.4 million GP, 3.3 in characters, 2 in ships, with the OG Fist of the Empire playing. Man, they've been playing a while actually. So 3.5-ish years. That's a pretty substantial amount of time. Is this free to play? I want to say it's free to play. No, it's not. I don't think it is. Not unless they farm these things. Let's see what they said. Alright, so played for a long time, then hung it up 3 years ago, started back in May. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. So back in the day, it was a lot slower to progress, like insanely slow. We were like struggling for gear 8, gear 9. It was just a way different level of progress than it is now. So I can totally relate to this player. I was a return player. I was like, when I came back, I had 2 relics. I had 2.8 million GP 2 years ago. So now I'm at like 9.5, and with 5 GLs, 3 GL ships. So don't feel discouraged, Fenway. Let's find a way that you can move forward. Like this is a good foundation for what you have. It's just when you played, it was a different time. So, all right, so started back up in May, so good amount of progress probably for stopping 3 years ago. Did Marauder to keep up in fleet, so very smart decision there. I like this decision, honestly. That's very, very smart. One thing I will say is if you are 7 Plo Koon, then you can beat all executors really reliably. So if you, because you start with Plo Koon, Anakin, and Marauder, you put the taunt on Marauder. Marauder will put the stealth on Anakin, and then you just start just decimating the executor. All right, so we're gonna come back to your fleets here in a second, but I'm glad that you're getting decent fleet placement as a return player. So good job on that. I don't care about your arena rank. So let's see what you had to say. So working to grind to help guild, doing Chimera for anti-Leviathan. That's smart. Working some standalones, Krex, Marin, Bane. Those are really strong. Doing Conquest Pass Plus to catch up. That's a good decision. So I'll talk a little on the Conquest Pass later. Dialing on mods. Whoops. Dialing in on mods. And working on some legacy teams. So you got a lot going on. So Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan, Trey, CLS. Looking for help on the next move after Inquisitors. All right, so let's look and see what you got here. So I don't want to jump into your fleets yet. I think you got a lot of work on fleets. I do want to see what you're rocking with over here. So let's first take a look at your assault battles. So you have rebels. That's good. Let's look at your Imperial troopers. Not good. So that's 2 assault battles right there that you could knock out. Well, let's keep it moving. JML, Grievous, Kenobi. All right, so I would recommend Plo Koon to R7. That would help your fleet. It's gonna last for a really long time. You can also use the, I don't know how reliable it is against the Marauder versus Leviathan. I think it's more of a reliable 2-shot, but I think you could possibly do it. But you already have 6-dot mods on Plo Koon. I would take him to R7 just to really just dial in those counters. Let's see. So not too close to anything, honestly, as far as GLs. And like I say, all roads lead to Jabba. All roads lead to Jabba. So let's see the Hutt Cartel, because honestly, that is the greatest return of investment. You're not quite ready there. I would say start shard farming for Jabba, and whatever your current farm is, that needs to be your next farm. I would say don't do Inquisitors if that's what you're planning on doing. You're not ready. You're not ready. So don't do Inquisitors. 100% no on Inquisitors. When you have 4 GLs, 2 GL ships, maybe you just watched the last one on my last review, and I recommended them to do Inquisitors. When you're at that point, that's when it's good to do Inquisitors. At this point, it would slow the progress of your account an insanely amount to do Inquisitors, because it takes, believe it or not, overall, it takes 2,000 for the base, 2,500 once you get Grand Inquisitor, and 3,200 once you get Riva of Kyrotax for the Inquisitors. It is not a good farm. You need to start working on your income, and that's the biggest thing that you got to do right now. So you have Jedi Knight Luke, you have JML, you have CLS Rebels. You have, I think Sith. You can 3-star the Sith one. I don't know if you've seen my guide, but you use Emperor Palpatine lead, Darth Malak, Darth Vader, Darth Nihilus, and I use Basilisk Unfallen. So if you look at whatever the name is for the assault battle with Sith, because I don't memorize them. My guide will show you how to do it if you haven't done it already. So that's challenge tier 3. I would get your Imperial Troopers up and running. I would, because hear me out. It's 2 assault battles and it's really cheap. It doesn't need to be your main priority right now, but I would focus on that. And I think a GL level ship would be a good idea for you. So I do think Executor is smart. And like if I had your account, I would do this. I would go Executor into the 2025 fleet. And if the 2025 fleet isn't ready by the time you have Executor, then I would go Executor into Jabba into the 2025 fleet, is what I would do with this account. Like all the other stuff are that you mentioned are nice to have. The Inquisitors, no. All those other side farms, I don't think they're important for you right now. There is, if you do want to farm something new-ish, then Padawan Obi-Wan, Master Qui-Gon, I would get those 2 up and running. And you could do that right now. You could just like stop while you're shard farming for the Inquisitors, or I'm sorry, for the Executor and all the ships. Then I would get Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan, since they're 2 Cantina farms, get them to Relic 7, and that's going to give you a ton of income right away. So I would just do that right now. And then let's look at your Rebel to because it may be smarter for you to do. Yeah, you don't really have. Look at your Rogue One. Yeah. So your bounty hunters. Yeah, I would recommend Executor. So here, let me start again. So the bros, the Jedi bros, so just immediately start working on Padawan Obi-Wan, Master Qui-Gon. Should take you about a month if you're refreshing the 3 Cantina energy. Once you finish that, take them to R7. While you're doing that, start working on your ships to get the Executor farm. So the Executor farm should be your next priority. Once you have the Executor farm, start going for Jabba. And then once you have Jabba done, you can go for your 2025 fleet. In between the Executor and Jabba, I would get your Imperial Troopers up and running. It's going to give you two assault battles. So Piet, Dark Trooper, General Veers, Colonel Stark, and Range Trooper. Just start working on those. And I know you probably want to work on like the new things or the sexy things, but these are like foundational things that are really important to your account. The Executors are a really good defensive fleet. You can use it for a really long time. You can use it to beat Profundities more reliable if you're having issues with the Negotiator counter with it. You can also clock it to beat Leviathans if you want, if you just want your Executor to be your Leviathan counter. And then for Profundities and Executors, you can use the Marauder. So in that way you can climb. I would say it would be nice if you had the Empire counter, but I don't think you have those ships even close to ready. You need a lot. So I would say just get the Executor, start with the foundations, and then once you have the Executor and Jabba, then you can go for the 2025 fleet, or you can go and finish some other things. But you need assault battles as well. You do have a few good ones already, but you need them all. So you have Night Sisters at CT1, that's fine. You should have Sith at CT3, you should have Rebels at CT3, you should have Jedi at CT3. So all you're missing now is the Imperial Troopers 2, Inquisitors, and the Bros. So I would say, yeah, like you should weave in those assault battles. Inquisitors should be the last one that you do. Honestly, you're nowhere near ready. So don't even think about Inquisitors right now until you have Executor, Jabba, a second fleet after that, maybe Profundity, Leviathan if you want to go, or the 2025 fleet whenever that gets launched, and then 4 more GLs. So you can go, oh, I'm sorry, 4 GLs in total. So Jabba, you can go JML, Jabba, Leia into GL Ahsoka or something, or whatever you want. but I would start getting those up and running. I would farm Iden. I saw her down here as like really low stars, as well as a side farm, and then farm her ship so that you can fit her in with Chimera. Even without the TIE Interceptor, it's still pretty good. And then start fixing all these ships, your pilotless ships, your Kylo Ren command shuttle. Focus on bounty hunter ships, then malevolence ships, and then from there Empire ships probably. And then you can go first order Radis, first order resistance, Sith, rebels, whatever you want to do, but just one fleet at a time. Continue farming all your ships. Yeah, and then just finish your get to from 11s, get it to 7 stars, and then you should be in a pretty good place. But you need more fleets. That would be really good. All right, let's look at your mods real quick. What, Relic 8? Okay, so Relic 8 on JML, he's just gonna perform pretty not great, and there's nothing really much you can do. Like, these mods are probably fine. He'll be useful to beat non-GL stuff, like maybe not Lord Vader's, not JMK's, but maybe weak Lord Vader's. You know, SOKRs now that the Kron gets dusted, or just like non-GL things, JML can probably beat, but it's not that good of a yeah. It's those, until he's Relic 9, he's not going to perform what you need. Okay, so 326 for your fastest mods for Yoda. That's pretty interesting. 308. So see how your mods are kind of like dropping off. I will say that if you can once you get Jabba. So this should be faster once you actually give him a mod. So yeah, so I do think Arc Trooper probably is over 30. So you have 4 characters over 300. You just don't have his mod on him for whatever reason right now. Maybe you're doing like Naboo raid stuff and you're like stealing some mods. I don't know. Or maybe you just don't have a mod on him and you didn't even know that. So if that's the case, okay. So it looks like you're probably doing some craziness stuff and you're moving around some mods or something. So I don't know what you're doing, but your mods are kind of messed up. So you did recently request this, so you knew I was going to review your account. So I would have liked if you had your mods where they were supposed to be. But that's fine. You know where your mods are. I would say Jabba would help for that. So that's what I would say. Like, don't farm Inquisitors, farm Jabba. You have gas. That's good. Yeah. So you don't farm Inquisitors, farm Jabba. From there, our Executor Jabba. I don't care which order you go in. Actually, you can go Jabba, Executor Jabba. While you're farming the shards for those, you need to go. I would recommend Jedi Bros. So that could be your immediate farm. And then once you finish Executor, you're gonna go with Imperial Troopers to get to assault battles, into Jabba, into honestly, some other GLs from there. Leia has some really good synergy. I would say I wouldn't focus too much on like those side ones like Marin, Captain Rex, stuff like that right now. You need things that are going to give you income in your account, and that's what I would say. Like, if it's not giving you more resources, then you shouldn't farm it. It shouldn't be a priority for you. Executor, you're going to need it on defense, so you're going to need a premium GL fleets for Grand Arena on defense, and you're going to take that Negotiator on offense, or you can put that Negotiator on defense and take the Executor on offense. Whatever you want to do, probably Negotiator on offense, Executor on defense, and then that's going to help you with Grand Arena. And then from there, you can go to Jabba. Jabba can go on defense, JML can go on offense, and you'll really start like improving from there. Then you can go Leia or whatever for 4 GLs. A lot of people, I will say, if you want to hold off on the so I will say this: if you are a Lightspeed bundle enjoyer, you can hold off on Executor, and you can go the Jedi Bros into Jabba, and then hopefully soon, before the New Year's, like November, December timeframe, they will hopefully have the Lightspeed bundles for SOKR and Rey, and then you can go get those. And that finalizer one is kind of like a soft a soft Executor bundle. So yeah, I would say if you're willing to buy bundles, then actually this would be the farming pathway. If I was you and I was willing to buy Lightspeed bundles, I would probably go Jabba into Profundity into or I'm sorry, the Jedi Poncho Bros into Profundity, or into Jabba into Profundity, and then once those bundles come, then you can get the SOKR Ray ones, so that's going to be 4 GLs, and then that SOKR Finalizer bundles, like a soft Executor bundle. So I would farm like the TIE Bomber and the things that aren't in that Finalizer bundle. I don't remember exactly. I don't think it's Xanadu Blood, but it's like a IG 2000. Stuff like that, the Razor Crest. So I would farm those, the ones that aren't specifically in those Finalizer bundles, and then you can go, once you have those bundles, then you can get SOKR, Ray, Executor really quickly. So that's 2 GLs, 1 GL ships, and then you can farm Profundity Jabba since you already have JML, and those have really good farming synergies as well. So I think that would be really good for you. So Jedi Bros, Jabba, Profundity, buy Lightspeed bundles, SOKR, Ray, and Executor in whatever order you want. Probably Executor first into, or even if you're pretty close with your Executor, you can go Executor, SOKR, Ray is what I would recommend, because I do think those and I would kind of like not farm anything resistance first order adjacent, because you can get those in the Finalizer bundle. So I would look at the past, see what was offered. They've come back multiple times now. I do think it's pretty much guaranteed they're going to come back. So farm around them. So once they come back, you can just inject all this GP into your account, and you're not kind of like farming things that you know you can buy for like $10. So I would recommend that. Stay away from the first order resistance. Probably Executor right now, actually, since you're already getting decent fleet. There's no Lightspeed bundles for Profundity, so you can go Jabba, Profundity, Jedi Bros, Jabba, Profundity into whatever you want from there. Lightspeed bundles, and then from there you can, at that point, you'll have 4 GLs, 2 GL ships, and hey, you'll be ready for Inquisitors, probably in like 7-8 months or something. And believe it or not, it's not a bad thing to wait, because you should have the income to do it. You would be in a much better place, your account, because if you farm Inquisitors right now, you get Grand Inquisitor. Do you know how that's going to improve your account? Like almost negligibly, like absolutely not at all. So I would wait on that. Jabba's going to get you a ton of mod income. Profundity's a great GL ship. So overall, and then you're going to get the Profundity, Executor, and then once you have those done, make sure you're side farming all these ships. You get that Empire fleet up and running as soon as you can, after you have focus your account around finishing the Malevolence, and then once you can save some material for the Profundity, and then Executor, and then the fleet after that should be like the Chimera that you're going all in. And then I think within a year, if you do that farming pathway, you're gonna have a really just bangerific account, is what I would recommend. And then from there, you can kind of like open it up, farm whatever you want. I will say, once you have the SOKR bundle and you get SOKR, you already have Treya, you have Malik, you have Thrawn. You should be able to beat all the Proving Grounds, which will be really useful for your account. So also, I think with Jedi Knight Luke JML, you should be able to beat all of them as well. I would look into it. It's like Jedi Knight Luke lead with JML in there with some other Jedi, and I think you'll be in a good position to finish all those Proving Grounds. So that's all I have to say for your account. Thanks for submitting. I hope this helps with what you're looking for. If you have additional questions, let me know. I know I was kind of like all over the place with yours, but thinking if Lightspeed bundles do kind of change what I would recommend for you. So and I've already gone over your farming pathway a bunch of times, but Jedi Bros, Jabba, Profundity, Lightspeed bundles, Executor, SOKR, Ray, and then from there, you kind of submit for another review, and we can kind of like see where you can go. But Inquisitors wouldn't be out of the picture at that point. But other than that, yeah, like my advice for you too is like look at what lightspeed bundles we've gotten, and then try to farm around those. There's some that like that we haven't gotten again. Like we've gotten the Ray and the SOKR ones a bunch, but we haven't gotten like Star Killer or things like that. We've only gotten once, so I don't know if they're gonna come back. But it's something to think about. So overall, thanks for letting me look at your accounts. Thanks for donating to support my channel. If anyone else wants an expedited review, you can absolutely donate any more than $5, and then I'll get to your review as soon as I can. Otherwise, you can submit in my Discord for the wheel, and if the wheel lands on you, then you'll get your reviews as well. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.